Because it's the Q&A time. Ready, Rory?
No, good.
Okay.
Well, you can do a projector if I'm right.
Well, that projector.
Yeah.
Try and move a bit. Yeah.
Blind Sean instead of me.
Time. Hey, mate, Sean. Come here, bud. So hopefully you. Oh God, that is bright. Yeah. So hopefully you got some questions. Put your hand up, and then we'll try. Jesus, I can't see anyone. There we go.
The question
Sorry.
is, GBTC is currently traded 42% below market value of Bitcoin spot. I mean, is it dangerous for the market in general? And if it's not, how can we utilize it?
So it's 42% down as of right now.
Approximately, yeah.
Or 42% of the price of Bitcoin.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Spot price Bitcoin, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not. I mean, that's probably driven a bit by FUD and what you were talking about with Genesis and everything else. And so we don't know what's going to happen until Monday. I mean, I would say if you are a brave individual using proper risk management, might be an ideal time to pick some up, because if they do pull a rabbit out of their hat and they find this money, it's going to repeg. Well, it should repeg close back to it. Is it dangerous overall? I mean, personally, I don't think so. For the overall market, I don't see that being the implosion that just causes the end of crypto. I don't know what other people's view are on that. And to be honest, it's not something that I've massively looked into. So how that is calculated, how the price has worked, how often it pegs or depegs itself from the price of Bitcoin, I don't know. So it could be that this depegs all the time. You might be able to check your chart and tell me. But I think Monday will be either what breaks it completely because they don't find the money, and then the snowball effect of, I keep on wanting to say Gemini, Genesis, going under just drives that down. People lose the faith in that. But if that were to happen, the price of Bitcoin is going to go as well, and that will obviously just take the price down. Now, whether this is a forecast of what level it might go to, but 42%, it must be trading in around what, 9,000?
Yeah, 10,000 approximately.
Right, okay. I don't know if Sean has any view on that. No, he doesn't. So I don't know if that answers your question or not.
Yeah.
We'll see on Monday. I've got another question, if I may. So if your MetaMask is only on your mobile phone, right, not on any computers, right, and it's obviously Face ID protected, why is there a need for a Trezor?
So, I mean, this might be a Sean question, because he's a security guy, so I'll pass it to him before I make a mistake.
Well, the main reason we use a Trezor is to add that extra layer of security. So where you're saying on your phone it's got Face ID, if you want to access that wallet on your laptop, for me that would be the safer option, secure by Trezor, not using it on your phone.
How? What's the difference? How more secure is my face, on the phone?
I mean, in the absolute worst case, someone could hold your face to the phone and open it up, and they've got free access there. The Trezor has two sort of primary functions that can help with security. One, you physically have to have the Trezor to operate a payment or to approve a payment. That's the first one. But also, you've got the hidden wallet feature. So you plug your Trezor in, and you've got a standard wallet, and it will show whatever balance you want in there. But it has an unlimited amount of hidden wallets, just depending on whatever code you write in. So the final bit is effectively like the 13th or 25th seed phrase key. So I was just about to say what mine was then. But when I type right in, let's say it was Harry, I go in, it automatically loads up, it asks you to put in your seed phrase or your password. That's technically the last level. You could set up a dummy account with next to nothing in it and so when someone holds your face to the phone and goes, I want to see what's in your Bitcoin wallet, you just put in the dummy one, your last words could be dummy, and it just pops up with, I've only got $50 worth, and you can be like, I'm sorry guys, I'm a shit Bitcoin trader. This is all I have. Look, I've opened my Trezor for you. So there is extra features within that. The other thing about using your mobile is, what do you connect your mobile to? Random Wi-Fi hotspots. I mean, unless you're really security conscious about it, you open yourself up with just your mobile phone. So many different websites you're featuring, so many different apps you've got on there which automatically update. I have that feature on. Who knows what's been put in that update? So just having it on your mobile, I have it on my mobile, I must admit, but it's backed up by I can't move it unless it's a Trezor, so I have to use a laptop to move mine. And I appreciate what you're saying there. My example to you is, you know, someone physically coming and forcing that from you, which may or may not, but you could inadvertently, I don't think he's here, but Dave had that situation, didn't he, where he went on the wrong website, he effectively got his screen cloned, he typed in his password, and then hours later it was taken off him. What's to stop that happening from your mobile phone? By just going on a dodgy Wi-Fi, which someone is sort of piggybacking on and taking access from it. Just my view on it, but I don't know if Simon's got anything.
Yeah, so I'm chatting a lot more these days to my hacker friend. Have you all heard stories of my hack? Basically, this is like the best hacker you could find. And he used to hack banks. He hacked Barclays Bank, stole 20 million quid, and he was made to give it back. But that was his job. And he scares me every time I talk to him. And I actually asked him the same thing, because you can have metamask on your mobile. But the thing is, he says, we always click accept to terms and conditions on every app that we've downloaded. None of us have read anything on those apps. Like, not many of you know that if you have the Messenger app on your phone, you're giving Facebook pretty much access to your whole phone. If you've got TikTok, you've basically given China access to everything on your phone. And he said you could very easily create an app, someone downloads it, and I could then access your phone without you knowing. I could turn on your microphone, your camera, even without turning the camera light on. I could do all, or he said he could do all sorts of stuff if he created an app and you downloaded that app. So if your only protection is you unlocking your phone with your face, you're screwed, because the app, they'll be doing this all behind you. The other thing with the Trezor is, yes, there's that $4 hammer attack thing. So if someone's forcing you at gunpoint, unlock your phone, or type stuff into your Trezor, you're going to do it, right? But like Harry said, you can have an unlimited amount of dummy passwords, dummy wallets. So for example, just to try and explain it potentially simpler, if your password for your Trezor is password 1, right? Password 1 would then open up thousands of different wallets, or whatever wallets that you use. If you then created another password for the Trezor, which is password 2, it then opens up a whole, thousands of other different wallets. And you can have password 3, you can have 10 freaking passwords for your Trezor. And each password would open up a whole bunch of different things. So for example, with my password on here right now, because I've been dicking around with D5, etc., I've used up the first 50 freaking wallets on this thing. So when I'm opening this up, let's say I lose my Trezor, I lose my laptop, or whatever, and I have to get a new Trezor, new whatever, and I put in my seed phrase to get access to it all, and I have to then re-upload the freaking MetaMask wallet addresses, etc. I have to basically click, it's a chore. But if, right now, if I want to create a brand new address on my Trezor, I have to click next page, next page, next page, next page, until I get the next free address, etc. So, but yeah, the dummy ones it's worth, let's say you got 20 grand's worth of crypto, it's worth putting a couple of grand in a dummy wallet, just in case you're forced with a hammer. But yeah. Adam, you had a question? Can we pass the mic?
Yeah. Given the model that you've put of essentially NDV or ranging for the next 12 months, a couple of things on that. So what I put was, why not alts? Going to alts. That's the first part of it.
Can we ask the first bit first?
Yeah.
So the answer is definitely. I don't buy Bitcoin, as you know.
Okay.
So the goal is, if I believe Bitcoin is going to go from, say, 13K back up to 25K and then back down and do this for a bit, well, if Bitcoin's going to be doubling, going from 13 to 25, alts will be 3xing or 5xing. So yeah, I'll be buying alts. So if Bitcoin doubles, and let's say DOT goes from $5 to $20, and then probably back down to $10, whatever, you could easily 3-4x your account. Okay. So I'll be doing alts. I never buy Bitcoin.
Okay. So that may answer the second part, which is what about opportunity cost? If you're seeing NDV for a year, that's why you would be going for alts. Yeah.
So if you then if we do have consolidation for 6 to 12 months, you'll then eventually start seeing a clear range. Yeah. Cycle high, cycle low, in terms of the range. You can then just start applying some ranging tactics of shorting at the resistance, going long at support. So.
And then just another one on that as well. for some of us who maybe aren't quite as adept or maybe don't have the time or whatever. What about sort of cash flowing cryptos or staking during that time? What's your thoughts?
So I have different thoughts. I think Harry and Sean
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
So my opinion at the moment is, whilst we're in a bear market, or whilst we're crawling out of a bear market, is to not stake. And the reason being is that we still don't know what the real fallout of FTX or Genesis or what other exchange which is lying through their teeth right now. Like, if you're staking ETH, they've literally just removed on their website
The timeline for it.
yeah, the unlocking date. So you literally have no idea. Are you locked in ETH for the next 6 months or 6 years? We don't know. ETH has become incredibly centralized. So I don't want to be locking anything up, especially into anything which has a risk of, yeah, I want to be liquid. When we start emerging out of the bear market or out of this accumulation phase, then, yeah, potentially stake somewhere.
I think I'll touch on that one first, and I'll just go back to whether or not to go into alts. Yeah, so anything that's got a high yield, at this moment, you've got to be a little bit nervous about how they're justifying getting that high yield, so I'd probably avoid it. And then anything that has relatively low yield, it's just the risk versus reward. So, is it worth locking up BNB token on Binance, relatively safe, but only getting 2%, and you have to lock it up for 90 days? Probably not. But the same way, you don't want to go and find some exchange you've never heard of before offering you 24-hour removal, 30-day removal, but giving you 25% for it, because you just don't know how they're justifying that. So I'd probably just hold off on the staking, unless you've already done it and you're continuing and you've just made that decision, fine. But if you've got a fresh bit, I think it's all about just keeping your powder dry, ready to go.
Would that model remain the same? Sorry, just if we'd seen it for sort of 3 months of like NDV, would you still maintain that?
I suppose I would, just because I don't know. Talking about the high yield one or the low. The high one is just the nervousness about, I don't know when this is going to happen. And there is a lot of FUD. It didn't even have to be a true story to break it. You look at what happened to crypto.com. Their price absolutely fell to the floor, by 50% on a rumour that was, 24 hours later proven to be false. So I'm just going to keep the powder dry there. Just going back to the altcoin one, for those of you that maybe Bitcoin maximalists or unsure what to do, just have a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. So that is effectively the strength of Bitcoin versus the rest of the crypto market. And there is TA to be seen on there, so you can actually understand, is Bitcoin dominance. If Bitcoin dominance is going up, it means that altcoin price will technically be falling compared to Bitcoin. So you can give you a good indication of which one in the near future might actually present that better yield, that better return. And so it's a good thing to look at. It can be a bit confusing trying to work it out in your head, but if you can get your head around that chart, it's a good one.
Makes sense. Good.
So obviously this is CoinMarket. I don't actually use this one, but I don't have time to go. There is one on TradingView. It's BTC.D, dominance chart. What you can see here, the orange is, this is the entire market of crypto. Back in the early days, we have the shaded in orange line because it's mainly Bitcoin. Obviously, over time, that's reduced because there's so many other altcoins that are out there taking up the market. But what you can see is actually Bitcoin starts to drop, and some of these other ones are climbing against that. And that's effectively alt seasons. So people are moving their funds from Bitcoin to other alts because they believe that has a better potential of growth. And so if you go onto the one that's on TradingView, you can really get down on the hourly chart, the daily chart, whatever it is you want to see. It's a bit cleaner. But you can start to see some alts are starting to eat in at the Bitcoin market share, which then allows you to go. Now, there's no key here, but you can probably... Oh, there is, sorry, thank you. So Ethereum's the dark blue, and you can kind of see back in 2017 that had a real uptick, and it's kind of getting at the moment. The white is all the other ones, so you can kind of ignore that. But this has changed significantly. Last bull run, there was hardly any stable coins in there. There's quite a lot now. So you've got to take that into consideration as well, because they are actually working against some of that percent. And we've seen sometimes how quickly Tether's market cap can move up and down. How they justify it is another day, another question, but it's something definitely to look at.